July 1943. The earth trembled beneath thousands of engines. Across the vast plains near Kursk, two of the largest armies ever assembled, prepared for a battle that would decide the future of the Eastern Front in World War II. Only months earlier, Nazi Germany had suffered a devastating defeat at Stalingrad. Now, Adolf Hitler believed one massive offensive could regain the initiative. The operation was called Operation Citadel. Its objective was simple: crush the Soviet forces gathered around the Kursk salient. But the Soviets already knew the attack was coming. For months, they transformed the countryside into a fortress. They dug thousands of miles of trenches. They buried millions of landmines. They built layer after layer of anti-tank defenses. When the German assault began on July 5th, it crashed into one of the strongest defensive systems ever created. The ground exploded beneath advancing tanks. Engineers crawled through minefields under machine gun fire, trying to clear paths for the armored columns. Artillery filled the sky with fire. Aircraft fought overhead while soldiers below struggled through smoke, dust, and burning steel. Then came one of the war's most famous clashes. Near the village of Prokhorovka, hundreds of German and Soviet tanks charged toward each other. The distance closed so quickly that many crews fired at point-blank range. Tanks rammed one another. Shells pierced armor from just a few yards away. Vehicles burned across the fields, turning the landscape into a graveyard of twisted metal. Inside the tanks, temperatures soared. If ammunition exploded, escape was almost impossible. Many crews never had the chance to open the hatch. Days of relentless fighting exhausted both sides. But Germany could not replace its losses as quickly as the Soviet Union. When Allied forces landed in Sicily, Hitler diverted resources away from the Eastern Front. Operation Citadel was called off. The Germans never regained the strategic initiative in the East. From that moment on, Soviet forces would push steadily westward toward Berlin. The Battle of Kursk became the largest tank battle in history and one of the largest military engagements ever fought. Thousands of tanks, aircraft, and artillery pieces clashed across the battlefield. Hundreds of thousands of soldiers were killed, wounded, or captured. The fields eventually grew green again, but beneath the soil remained fragments of armor, ammunition, and the memories of those who never returned. Kursk proved a harsh truth about modern warfare. Technology can shape a battle, strategy can influence its outcome. But in the end, it is ordinary men and women who bear the greatest cost. Because every battlefield tells two stories, one of victory and one of sacrifice.